Hello there, the story ninjas in the house. Or listening ninjas, can gather everyone, because I do have a story. Yes, it's another fairy tale, and all about our little princess. So, growing up, I read plenty of fairy tales, always with kings and queens, princes and princesses, lords and ladies, maids, servants, court jesters, damsels in distress, knights in shining armour, wicked witches, evil stepmothers, and fairy godmothers. Though there's no fairy godmother in our story today, though I somehow think maybe this little princess needed a fairy godmother to sort out this little quandary. Let's find out what she's up to now. I don't want to comb my hair. I see some of the big people in the room thinking and shaking their heads because they probably know a little one or two who said the same thing at some stage. I know I have. Well, Martha, who looks after our little princess, was running after this princess to try and get her to comb her hair. No, the little princess grabbed the comb and off she dashed to hide it. By the time Martha had caught up with the little princess, the comb had mysteriously disappeared. Oh my! Poor Martha did not know what to do. The princess looked all innocent. Well, I don't know where it's gone. Martha goes off to the little princess's mom and dad, and that's the king and queen. The king says, that's 5 combs this week so far. What are we going to do? The little princess was hiding behind the king's favourite chair. Her hair was in a mess and a tangle. Combing it really hurt. Come out, princess, called the queen. Oh dear, said the queen. Maybe I'll need to take her to a hairdresser. No, squealed the little princess. What do you think? She probably thought her head would hurt there too. Well then, said the king, I'll do it myself. The king and the queen and Martha took a moment to have a big person huddle. They needed to decide on something. So the queen came up with an idea. My dear, you, the little princess, can be in charge of combing, but you have to do it yourself. Now the princess felt very important because she was in charge of combing, and off she dashed quickly, and she rooted around in the rabbit holes, the vegetable patches, climbed up the trees to fetch all the brushes and combs she had hidden. The admiral was fishing in the pond, and guess what he found? Another comb. Well, now that the princess was in charge of combing, she took her job quite seriously, and she started combing everything and everyone else's hair besides her own. She started with the dolls. She flexed those muscles and she pulled out those knots until, pop-pop, she pulled poor Dolly's head clean off its body. Goodness gracious me. And now Princess ran about the castle combing everyone's hair. She grabbed poor little Puss, but in no time Puss had bolted and disappeared. She grabbed hold of Scruff. Scruff seemed to enjoy the combing. And let's see who else was next. She found the Prime Minister. Let's see what he looks like. And who was next? The chef? Oh my goodness, poor Prime Minister's 3 hairs were so neatly placed. Chef's lovely long moustache was all tied up in bows. General's hair was being defluffed while he detangled his bare skin. And who's next? Admiral's white beard was being teased out, but she couldn't find Puss anywhere. Oh my, what to do? Well, Martha calls for dinner time. Said the princess, I better go. I'll find Puss later on. Before she goes to wash off for her lunchtime, Puss enters the bathroom. Did I say Puss? The little princess enters the bathroom, about to wash her hands. And in the royal bathroom, there's a huge mirror just above the hand basin. Princess looks into the mirror. Let's see what she saw. Oh! Oh my gosh! Princess had the fright of her life. She looked at herself in the mirror. A frightening sight. Definitely. Her hair was a mass of knots and tangles. She fled from that bathroom, dashed out down the stairs. She grabbed one of the biggest combs. Do you think she could get it to work? Oh, it was just too sore. She tried another one, and that got stuck too. Goodness gracious me. Martha calls again. Dinner time. Come downstairs. Oh no, said the princess. What to do? What to do? She settles down to dinner, and the queen says, "My darling, are you okay?" Princess says, "Well, Mom, I want to look just like you." King raised his eyebrows at the queen. Something funny was going on. That night, the king takes our little princess her glass of bedtime water and sees this thing on her head. Ooh, she says she's getting extremely cold. Well, okay, Poppet, said the king. And that was that. The next morning, what happens? She sets to find Martha, whose hair was still in her big scraggly ponytails from the day before. Little princess needed some help. Now what next? Martha says, "Absolutely horrible, princess. This looks like a rat's nest." The princess was absolutely shocked. Oh, could rats be living in her hair? No. Suddenly, a mouse ran along the skirting. Princess gave a oh! I think she thought it came out of her hair. Well, let's see what happens next. The little princess burst into the castle sitting room, demanding that, oh, please, her hair needs to be cut off. She can't manage all those tangles. The queen says, "We won't cut the hair." And the princess finally realizes there's only one way and one thing to get rid of those tangles. She needs to get to the hairdresser. And guess what? She remembered her. Please! I think our little princess was in an absolute state. Let's see. "Well, come along, sweetheart," said the king and the queen. And off they took our princess to the hairdresser. Everyone was absolutely relieved that the job wasn't put on them. Well, the trip to the hairdresser's went very well, very successful. She even received a brand new comb. Beamed the little princess. Now to try it out. She scooped up Puss into her arms. This comb, she thought, is just right. Want to see? Let's have a look. Our comb is perfect for grooming cats. So poor Puss could not even escape the hair combing and grooming session. So just a little tip. I think it's best to comb your hair or brush your hair every single morning, and maybe sometimes at night too, just so that we don't have a head full of tangled messes, but beautiful, lovely locks, whichever way our locks may land. So until next time, goodbye.